Hi everyone, welcome to Conversations with Miss T, and that is me. Last night I had a conversation with Sibusiso Mbusiya. Sibusiso is a gospel artist, a songwriter, and a very, very close friend of mine, also a former student. So as I'm recording this, Justin's voice is playing in my head. So Justin is this 4-year-old kid that I used to teach a couple of years ago. So he would come to the front and go like, "Good morning, everybody. My name is Justin. Thank you, everybody." And so I've been thinking about him this whole morning. I just miss him. And so, I had to share that with you guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you will enjoy this. Are you nervous?
Not really.
Oh, okay. So uThubani nohleli phambi kwakho?
A friend.
The friend doesn't have a name. Okay, fine.
Ay. Maramisi. Wow. Wait, is that the Big Fat Man's Cup?
No, no, no. It's Hong Kong. It's
The
Disney.
Amakala Zakona. I thought it's the Big Fat Man.
Oh, but you're giving me ideas. I like that. Soon.
Yeah.
You and I met at Tudo, right?
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
first. Wait, when did you matriculate?
2015.
Yeah. Okay. So that's when I arrived in Tudo the city. So I knew you for a year before you left the school.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so what stood out for me when I saw you, first of all, it was the confidence that Umem had. And I feel like you were the only person that Umem genuinely liked.
Yeah.
Okay, you know David Lal. David Lal. And then there's you. Which is pretty high on her list because she doesn't like, well, now she's late, but she didn't like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So did you know Uti, you were like her favorite?
I did. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah. And and how is that for you?
It was amazing. It was great. I mean, she doesn't like anyone, no maganjani. We know that. And so for me, it was easy, especially being the head boy of the school. So
Yeah.
it made it easy for me to work now because at least now I know this person likes me. It won't be, there's she was easily approachable, if I may put it that way, because she made it easy for me with him approach her. She was warm, welcoming, and loving. Yeah.
You're describing her, and I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. She wasn't. Not to the rest of us. She wasn't warm. She wasn't welcoming. She wasn't receiving at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. I was talking to Dumelo. Dumelo is now a mutual friend, and I said to him, "Hey, listen, you and I went to the same school, and now you're friends with my former students. Small world." But so I think now you have the same quality that he has, which your personality actually commands respect, and I like that. But see, yeah, I just think that you're a sound person. In terms of discipline, I'm really not sure because I didn't Angazi, I didn't say it was bad. I just don't know, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Memphile hasn't complained about you, I guess you're on the good side. What kind of student were you? Like, take us from grade 8 to grade 11, because Matric, I knew you already.
Yo, I think I wanted to be everywhere. If there's one thing I enjoyed about my high school days, I wanted to do everything. I remember when I started a Tudo in grade 8, there was what is it, press team led by Mr. Hooper. So when I got to a school, I see these cool kids carrying my cameras and doing interviews at school. I was like, okay, this is where I want to be. And I kept on, okay, yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna chill with these cool kids. Every lunch, every short break, I'm with them. And I kept on asking them, how do you become part of the team? And then luckily, after a few months, I was pursuing Uber, part of the press team. It happened they had interviews, and I went for it, and went for the second interview, and yeah, finally I became part of the press team. And the next thing, I was basically a go-getter would be the description. I There was the school choir. I was like, okay, that I'm going for.
You're
I
there.
want to be part of that. Yeah. And an opening was there. I went and became part of the choir as well. Debate, I remember for debate, it was difficult because now they had a lot of intakes for the English debate. So there was only an opening for the African languages. I went for that one as well. I anything, there's extramural activities. I was part of it. Being part of Learners Representative Council since grade 8. And so being hands-on like that, I think even the teachers, but even the ones who were not my teachers, but teachers in general, it made it easy for them and know of how responsible I am. They trusted me. And then I remember when I was in grade 11, then Angzange, when it started in grade 10 actually. I didn't get elected for like this. I know this was wrong because I'm a RCL, but from grade 10 to matric, I did not get votes from abantwana besikolo ukuthi ngibe RCL. So the teachers like mangifika grade 10, the teacher was like, okay, I know who I want to be RCL in my class. So you're an RCL member. Nice. Grade 11, same thing. Grade 12, same thing. So, and then grade 12, then I went through intake, Yogu by president. That one year I won it fairly, and yeah, I had to canvass for votes and everything. Yeah, and
do you think the other students had a problem with you being selected by the teacher, or they were just like,
not at all?
Yeah,
not at all. They actually supported decision teacher throughout.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, continue.
I was that person. Yeah, I was that passenger. I like being in the forefront, doing whatever. And even if it's something that maybe I don't know or angaze ngafunda ngayo before, I always pushed myself to learn new things. Like the press team, it was something very different. I mean, I don't know. I'm not into technology, kakulu. So with press, we had to use MacBooks and a lot of stuff, cameras and So but I got to learn and I enjoyed the field. Your spelling bee competitions, and okay, there was the nicest one was the arts. Being part of the choir was the best thing because we had our Piedmont sponsors. So every year we had the opportunity to go Emperor's Palace to perform in Marcellus Theatre, and that was the amazing experience. Every year I was looking forward to that.
Imagine my surprise towards the end of your school year when I found out it was you actually sang. I was like, what? Nice. Yeah. But then it makes sense because I didn't know you that well. I was also still new, trying to find my way, at the school and stuff. Yeah. Do you think the fact that you were busy helped you stay out of trouble?
A lot. Okay. In a way, yes, but I think in person, I know myself that I'm disciplined. So the mural activities were not to put me in line, but to help me in being more disciplined, rather, if I may put it that way. Yeah, it's not something to say, no, it was to distract me in not doing certain stuff. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That makes sense. Yeah. So you do. So you've helped me out a lot, and you do this thing when I give you instructions, you just go, okay, okay, okay. Now I want to know, are you taking it all in, or are you just going like, this woman is saying a lot of things, and I cannot deal with that right now?
You know what, ne? There are times I'll be like, and maybe you don't realize it.
Uh-huh.
You are saying the same thing, but in different ways.
Oh.
I think you maybe you worry too much to a point which you don't realize, which okay, I've said this and I've said this, I've said this, ne? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, but she did say this. Okay, let me just say, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. And then when I'm alone, I'll digest everything. Okay, this is what I have to do. And 1, 2, and 3, done.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I'm now used to it.
Okay, that's good. That's good because I mean, from university they told me, "Mbusiya, I'm this kind of person. I want to do everything by myself, and I want to do a lot at the same time because that's how my brain works." So when you came to help me out at Tudo after you matriculated and then came back and we worked together, I did not think about it. But at that time, I was also doing 1,000 things at the same time. But you were showing up for me. Only now I realize, wait, hang on. I'm telling you 10 different things at the same
Yeah.
time. And hey. And I just worry, Uguti, are you coping?
Mm-hmm.
Are you coping? Or does it give you an instant headache?
No. I am coping. I mean, for the fact that now I know what kind of a person you are, I know how to handle you, if I may put it that way.
Okay.
Say maybe I've got, yeah, because I know chances are you text me because of the time differences. You'll text me, say maybe it's the evening this side. I'm sleeping. So I'll expect 15 messages from you. I sit down and analyze each and every message per minute. Okay, should I say this? Let me reply to this. Okay, I'll do this, and then I'll do this again. I'll follow up on this. Okay, sharp. Everything is in order. Yeah, I, I just know how you are and how you operate. And yeah, I mean, you're like that. I think you're a perfectionist, just like that.
Okay, when it comes to certain
one
things.
things to be done in a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think? I know you've probably never really dealt with somebody like me. What do you think the upsides and the downfalls of how I handle things are? Now you have to be honest. You're too far away, so don't worry. You're safe.
I think worrying too much is a problem. Here's the thing: once you delegate someone to do something, it should be in. I think you delegated that person because you have so much trust or confidence in that person already. So that should give you some sort of peace, at least. It's okay. This person will handle it. I trust this person. Try not to worry about it since okay you've delegated that person to do whatever. Yeah, so if that is the disadvantage, if you're still gonna worry, I mean that second person will then, you know, we different as human beings. I might understand and take it. The next person will be like, okay, what was they used to now delegate me to do this task? And then you're gonna be following up and as if now I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. The next person would be like, okay, some people would easily quit, basically. Yeah.
Thanks for staying. I know I'm not easy to do it. Okay.
Yeah, but that is the disadvantage. But now there is an advantage also. I've realized, I think in a way, I'd say I am also a perfectionist. I've realized this when I did my launch in 2017. I wanted things to be done a certain way and I delegated people. But however, I still followed up on each and every person daily. And some of them, I helped them go to be like, okay, are you doing this? What's left to be done? Let's do it together. I remember on the day of the launch, I was dragged to go home and take a bath because the launch is about to start.
Mm.
I couldn't go home because I wanted to see which everything is in order. Is this like, if you are the main guest of the day, you have to be like away and not seen on the day. By surprise, you understand? The only time people are supposed to see you is when you go on stage. But it wasn't like that with me. I was running all over, making sure that everything is in order. Because I think it's the nature of how perfectionists are, if I may say it that way. Yeah.
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 I'm listening.
So
yeah. Okay, you go.
Sorry, I wanted to finish up, Gucci. So the advantage about it is if you follow up like that, at least things get done exactly the way you want them to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to know, Gucci, in that area, you're exactly like me. If you, like you said, when it came to your launch, you were the face of your launch. If anything went badly, your whole name would go under with it. So yeah. So now I say kudos to you. Like, I mean, what you're saying about somebody showing up later, I think that's something that comes with growth. Like, for example, you're still studying up. So when you're famous enough, then maybe you can hire people who be competent enough to take care of things, and then you can show up as a star. I think in reality, that is not really the case. You know what I mean? I think maybe we just make it seem like it's the case, but it's not. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, no, I get it. The worry thing, you see, I don't think that's gonna go away, and I don't want it to go away. Because I've worked, not that I don't trust you. The reason why we're working together right now is because I do trust you with all the information that I've given you. Yeah, with all, yeah. More than anything, I think with just finance, and it's because you've earned it for me now on my side. Like you've earned it, and I respect you for that. So don't leave me. Stay in my life, please. I need you. What's the point that I wanted to make? I just think, Uguti, some people are way too chilled, when like you're talking about now people that you had to assist, you had delegated, you gave them tasks, but it doesn't matter to them as much as it matters to you. You know what I mean? That is the problem. So they're not going to execute with the same drive that you would want them to. Yeah. So you have to be there and facilitate. So I don't want you to ever feel bad about that. Uguti, you're helping, and it's your vision at the end of the day, So Uguti, you have to help people execute what you initially had in mind. So I don't feel bad. I think I would just rather have people like you who understand, because you're partly like me, so you understand what that's like, Otherwise, I don't think I would work with somebody who is chilled and like late minute things, and they don't take anything seriously. Like, it wouldn't work. Yeah. No, but thanks for telling me about the worrying thing. I don't bother you as much as I used to. So maybe it's also like Sibusiso, that laugh.
No. Listen. You don't, but now I don't think you are the one who should be saying that. You should be hearing it from me instead.
If I say it, then say it.
No, you've said it right. But all I'm saying is you are in no place to say it. I need to in Zulu to kunomenzi. Kunomenziwa, meaning you are the doer and you're doing it unto me.
Okay.
Yeah. So who experienced it?
Okay, you. Okay, fine. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I should have phrased it as a question, but yeah, that ship has sailed. I'll give myself a pat on the back. Okay. Let me see. How was your launch? Take me through that. Like, what made you to finally say, I'm going to set a date on it, I'm going to do it, come hell or high waters?
Okay. Ooh, I've been a songwriter since I don't know, maybe my lower grades in primary school. That's when I started writing music. And I think starting to take my music career professionally, it started in high school through the school choir, actually, because that's where I met other musicians whom were doing music professional outside high school. So they exposed me to your live concerts, your live recording DVDs, and yeah, the professional side of music in general. So from then, I think it then brought to me that zeal of wanting to do more into the music industry. And I started having this idea of wanting to launch myself rather as a brand, formally, as an artist, as a songwriter, as a company, if I may put it that way. So it wasn't to say, no, I've recorded something, so I'm launching that. No. So I was sharing with the public my own compositions. Some of them I featured your local musicians. So basically, I invite you, I give you one song to come do with me as a duet. Yeah, it was that. And, you know, it's something that I've been procrastinating to do because, that voice that would just whisper into your ears, Gucci, no, 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 no. You're not yet ready. You're not capable. It's time, the resources, the money. Yeah, so there was a lot of no, 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 no. You need this, you need that, you need. Basically, it's not gonna happen. The planning of the show actually happened in the grass. We were chilling with my friends. That's where everything came about. I remember this one friend of mine who's also into the music industry. He's a sound engineer. He was like, why don't you approach? So he works for a sound company, which is the one that endorsed the whole launch.
Nice.
Yeah. So this guy was like, talk to the CEO of this company and hear what he says. I know he can begin to endorse this kind of an initiative. And in my mind, okay, I hear this guy, but in my mind, like, why would this guy put in his money for a person who's just studying, just like me? You understand? But I was like, a part of me was like, okay, go for it. And I went for it. I remember the following week, just the following week, I went to see this guy, and I didn't set up a formal meeting or anything. And that's where I met you, I think. That's where I met you. I'm back in Durban. I met you. It was a live music show. I
Oh,
want mention
no, you can't mention that area. Go to my bizarre.
C class.
It last really wasn't it outdoors?
Bus stop or C class there.
Bus stop, yeah, basically bus stop. We were also invited there. That was a live show. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't it on a Sunday?
It was on a Sunday,
Yeah.
yes. So on that day, when you saw me there, I actually came there to meet the CEO. The sound that was used on that day, it's owned by the guy who endorsed me for my show. Yeah,
Okay.
so I came there informally, so without setting up an appointment or anything, came there because I knew very the guy will be the one doing the sound on that day. So I came there, I was like, okay, I want this guy. I need to talk to this guy. Though, like he's sitting that side. Went to him. I was like, okay, I'm here to talk to you. I've got the idea 1, 2, and 3. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And I was like, okay, but you do realize that this is not the time nor the place to speak about such. Um, Rather, take my number, call me, see if we can set up an appointment formally, and then you give me a formal proposal of everything.
Ooh.
And yeah, I had to go home now. It's a new chapter. I've never written a proposal before. Going on Google, but Google also will tell you half of the things, or rather, something totally different. And then I had my friend to help me write a formal proposal. I went to visit. This was now February, and I'm planning on having this. I think I was planning on having my launch in September, or was it? I think it
You
was early
you ended up having it in October, right?
in October. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
was planning to have it in April, and then April moved to June. June, it kept on moving until it landed to October.
Mhm.
So the reason why it kept on moving is because now you know how endorsements are. They won't give you a straight answer from like your first pitch. So I went to visit the guy first time, gave him my proposal, and the guy was like, "Okay, I like the idea, but now you have to add this and this, and omit this and that." You know how discouraging that can be.
Mm.
When the second time, I did the same thing. Now I did exactly what he said I should do. Actually, I get there and it's like, "No, but there's something missing. There's this, there's that." So that tells me, which okay, this
He's
person
not
is
interested.
not
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
I mean, being someone else, I would have given up already. Um, I went again with the third proposal. I think the fourth proposal again. But with the last proposal where he agreed, it's the way he agreed that made me uneasy because I was like, okay, we're doing it. Let's do it. Hey, okay, I'm excited, but I'm also anxious. I released the information, the invite on social media. I'm doing this event. Here, the tickets will be out on this day and whatnot. Okay, I printed out posters, everything, and you were there to help out with the logo. Oh, now the preparations are happening, but the guy is okay. The guy is on board, but now
He's
you know
not,
the
he
communication.
doesn't sound enthusiastic, excited about the
Yeah,
idea. Yeah.
I have to call him, and sometimes the phone is ringing, no answer.
Ooh.
I'm like, you know what? I'll see what happens whenever it happens.
Mm.
We passed, September is here now. Then September is start calling. He's now the one who's following up on everything and be like, okay, how much have you made from the ticket sale? Okay, I'm like, this is the money that I've made. Okay, save whatever money. We'll talk again soon. Okay, sharp. We didn't have any conversation, like any communication, formal throughout the preparations until my launch was on the 22nd of October 2017, which was a Sunday. The only formal meeting after our formal meetings now during the preaching process was the last year. Another meeting was now the Friday before the launch.
Sorry,
That's
I
when
don't
we
mean
met
to
again.
laugh. I'm just like, you're the anxiety.
Mind you, the risk to continue with everything, not knowing what there'll be sound, there'll be all these things. Then it was the Friday Nakona. I'm not the one who followed up. We are rehearsing. Me now, my initial idea was to have the sound set up on a Saturday night because the launch is Sunday and so Sunday afternoon.
Mm.
The guy brought the sound Friday evening.
Oh, that's nice.
Every equipment, literally, there were like 2 trucks to deliver the sound. And I'm like, and
Oh.
he delivered even like he went beyond what I requested.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh wow, this guy is really serious, and he's like, he was like full force. He came there and delivered exactly even more. So yeah, on that Friday, that's when we have our formal meeting in the car while the sound is being set up. So it's like, now, how much do you have with you from the sales that you've made? Do you know? Hey, I'm like to him, okay, now I have 10,000 that I've made from the ticket sale before the show. And now he's asking me, how were you conducting your rehearsals? Because I know rehearsals, there's transport that you have to cater for your team. So every day I had to pop out petrol money. I had to buy food, which was like 200, which was like 500 a day that I spent. So it's like, how did you manage? I was like, no, I had my savings that I knew would say, okay, these are used for these logistics. Yeah, so he was like, so now that you are saying that, I won't take this 10,000 rand. I mean, you also put in some effort and used your money. So 10,000 rand and save it for and pay whoever that you have to pay. I know you have to pay your team and pay whoever you're gonna pay, basically all the expenses that you have to pay to cater for. Just cover all those expenses, and then mina nawe. The only time we'll talk is after the show, after the ticket sales, vele, all the ticket sales, even the door sales. Whatever that is left there, then that is the only time we'll share whatever.
Wow.
And that was, wow. I mean, he was considerate because I was worried, Uguti, how am I going to pay? I remember the package of paying my backing vocalists, the band, everyone was helping out. It was 21K. And now I'm having what? 10,000. The 11,000 that is outstanding, where am I going to get it? It's Friday evening. The show is Sunday. Tell you what, it's the day of the show. I got like the surprise of my life. People kept on coming. I remember people were coming in until the last set. They kept on buying tickets. And it was a full house in a way, if I may put it that way, that we managed to cover the 11,000 and more money that we paid everyone Guasala more money that we could split between the. So it was a success in that way. Turnout was amazing. The first launch, you understand? I mean, I had those doubts. People don't know me. How are they going to receive my music and all those things? And it was amazing. Now, the amazing part is that during the course of September, October, now that we're approaching the actual date, some other endorsements, except the guy, they kept on coming. And we're like, what can we do? Yeah. And for the fact that it went big, that your One Gospel channels wanted to be part of it as well, that for me was, everything. So it was a success like that. And even today, I think it opened doors for me that now I get calls by your big names in the industry to be like, okay, can you write a song for me? I want to release a DVD or live CD. I need music. So I'm regarded as the exceptional songwriters, if I may put it that way.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
God is great.
God is good all the time, man. As you were talking, I'm just reminded of faith without works is dead. Because you had faith, but you had to work towards that, So I really respect your courage more than anything. Ogutu, you kept going, even though it was quite uncertain how things would turn out. Okay. What else did I want to say? Oh, I wanted to say, Ogutu, your suit was on point, man. You look so good, child.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, just keep up the good work in that regard. I'm very proud of you, always have been. And I recently found out Utu Tando sings, and I'm like, all this time I did not know.
It's funny how we are. That's like my best friend, like my childhood friend. We went to the same primary school, same daycare, preschool, same high school. We're doing same music. We're going to the same church. Like if there's someone who I'm doing everything with, I change everything. Yeah. That's him.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy, man. And he's helping me out a lot. So thanks for that. Okay, what else are we going to talk about? Help.
Oh no, I'm thinking you're looking into your notes and checking the next.
I don't have notes.
With me, I didn't want to make this conversation formal and have like maybe have a title or whatsoever. I wanted to be as real as real as possible. Whatever experiences that we've shared together. Yeah, just be general.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole idea of conversations with Miss T, because somebody said to me, you don't have a topic, and I'm like, there is no topic, we're just talking. And so I'm thinking between the two of us, because we've already caught up, when we met and we had to get the book printed out and everything, we talked about all the things that I would have liked to talk about. So that's why I'm getting to that point where I'm like, what else have we not talked about? So that's why I'm like, help me.
Okay. No, Mina, I'd like to find out. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I know you. I I, I wanna know if did you have teaching like as your passion, Vele? Was it something back in high school that you wanted to do? It's okay. Once I finish matriculating, this is what I'm going for.
No, 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 no. This morning I was thinking to myself, Uti, you get those people that ask you about your 5-year plan and whatnot. I'm like, I don't really have a 5-year plan. I have an idea. In 5 years, I want to be healthy. I want to have a healthy relationship with my friends and my family. Spiritually,
Mm,
I want to be in good terms with God. And just a vague idea. Well, not really vague, but like it's not so specific. So when people have like an
mm,
exact 5-year plan, I'm like, whoa, kudos to you. But like life can happen, it's so unexpected.
mm,
So I think that for me personally, I think that God has had me on these 2-year plans, which
mhm.
well, I'm sharing too much because I don't like sharing, like, I share personal information, but this is too personal, because I've seen how my life has changed. So to answer your question, no, actually, I just took it as it came. Like I knew which I had to work hard, so I worked hard when I was in high school. I was in the choir, which is still hard for you to believe, but I was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was in the choir. Oh, Temba Masina was still the leader of the choir at that time, and
yeah.
he gave me a chance. He gave me way too many chances. But then I was doing matric, so I couldn't focus on the choir.
Also, that should raise questions as to why were you given many chances?
The reason I was given many chances was because I think mentally I was reaching because I was doing matric, so I was very stressed, right? And at the
Mm,
time, I think there were things going on at home as well. So my mind
mm.
was not there. He wasn't giving me chances because I was a terrible singer. He said to me, I was not that good, but it was not that bad. He said to me,
Yeah.
when he looks at me, it seems like I'm zoning out a lot,
Mm,
meaning Uguti, I would be in the choir, but my mind would go somewhere else, probably to my studies, probably to whatever situation was going on at
mm,
home at the time. Yeah, I
mm,
understand. So he gave me
mm,
many chances in that sense, and he was genuinely concerned, Gewe, to Uguti, are you okay? It seems like you're stressing, seems like you're daydreaming, and I think I wasn't mentally prepared at the time because I had a
mm.
breakdown shortly after that. So he gave me chances in that sense. Yabo,
Oh,
Uguti, you're here,
yeah,
but
no,
you're not here.
yeah, because I know how with music and these music competitions, your judges would just be nice and tell you, good, you need to do this and that. So I'm thinking maybe no, they just said that to brush it out nicely. Where now, good, no, 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 kahle, kahle, it's a no, a terrible no.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
you're
I'm
mean.
kidding. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would have risked it though, because high praise is it has a large congregation. So I don't think they had no reason to risk it. Even though Sniggy was the one that arranged the thing for me. And I know they love him, but I'm like, they don't love him that much, but they would accept a friend who cannot sing. They would have just said, sisters, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I was involved in the choir in high school, and then university. No, no, not really. I did microbiology and my dad helped me out because I didn't know what I was going to be or anything like that.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to be a nurse, but I found out in high school that no, actually, I'm afraid of blood. And so it's like, sisters, you're going to help people, but you're afraid of blood. Like, that's not going to work, you know?
Yeah. No,
So
because
here,
the
yeah,
reason why. sorry, no, you can continue.
No, you go first.
Okay. The reason why I asked is how I've seen you being hands-on on a lot of organizations, if I may put it that way. You came into the, and in that short space of time, you did a lot. There was the girls talk,
The
which
guy talk.
yeah, you were part of it. There there was a lot, basically a lot. I may not remember some of the things, but I know that the two of you, Mduli, did a lot for the school, which is some things. I mean, school is not only about going there to get to study and
Yeah.
you go. I mean, there's another side of a human being. We have, I mean, there's an emotional side. There's physical side, there's social side, there's
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
intellectual side. So I think you, Nomemduli, try to cover or rather accommodate for those sides as well, Zomuntu in general. So me seeing you guys do those things, like I had in mind, Gucci, um, I don't think you guys are like, okay, no, you woke up one day like you wanted to be teachers. Maybe there's more you guys wanted to do,
Yeah.
but you try to, I don't know, do whatever you want to do in that specific field or at that moment, excel in wherever you are. So I think you did that, although you were into the teaching field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So to answer your question, um, yeah. So I feel like it was a last minute call for me because so this is what happened.
Okay.
I signed up with this organization at UCT. I think each one teach one. So we went to the township schools to tutor the students, right? And so I was sitting with this boy and this girl, and we were tutoring. I was tutoring math. I think they put me in math. So we were having fun together. I was explaining things to them, and they could understand. And it was a fun moment for me giving back and stuff. I'd done that before. And then this girl says to me, are you studying B.Ed? I said, no, I'm going to be a microbiologist. And then she says to me, wow, that's such a pity because you'd make such a great teacher. I said, okay, well,
Oh.
thanks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the way back, I felt the voice, the voice of God that speaks to you. I felt that and I couldn't ignore it. Like there's two specific occasions that I feel like God has spoken to me, and that is one of them, right? And the other one was I don't want to share this, but now I'm sharing. The other one was like 4 years after my mom passed away, and then he said, I will take care of you. And then from that moment on, I did feel taken care of. So I felt that voice, and I just knew, but I wasn't sure because I had to check with my dad, I had to check with my family. I still felt like a kid. So it's just that whole story. I've told it before of how supportive my friends were, and then after I made the decision that okay, fine, I'm going to be a teacher, everything just fell into place, and that's why I'm here. And I'm like, I wouldn't I don't imagine myself doing anything else but this. And
Yeah.
I consider myself to be very, very fortunate to have found my, I would say, purpose and
Mm-hmm.
passion at that
Mm-hmm.
age. You understand? So that's what happened. And then in terms, you just raised like a very, very good point. And I mean, I love Ukon. Like, wow, I love that woman. She's amazing. She's so strong. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I remember trying to teach Etudo. First of all, the fact, Ogutu, you guys had to share a desk and share chairs, and then you had to leave the classroom to go look for chairs. I was like, this is heartbreaking. Like, no, this is not right, and I'm not blaming the school. I understand it wasn't in township, circumstances happened and you guys made it through. And then there was a time when I started talking to my class, and then I realized, wait, hang on, these kids have real problems. For example, this one kid, I forget her name now. She came into my class in the morning, and then she said, I cannot stay, but I'm here to tell you that my mom passed away last night. And I'm like, what are you doing here? you know?
Mm.
And then she says, no, ma'am, I had to come and tell you. And so I cry. We cried together. I gave her a warm hug and I told her Guti she needs to go back home. So she
Mm.
went home. Um, I I went into that class and I just couldn't teach because
Mm.
I remembered what it was like to lose a mom. Because when my mom passed away, I cried the whole day that night. I was young. But I cried the whole day that day. And at the burial at the cemetery, I just felt like throwing myself, in there with her because I just couldn't handle it. So I remember all that pain came back and
Mm.
I just couldn't stand knowing that she was in that much pain. You understand? So, and so that moment on, I just knew I cannot carry on knowing that, um, my students are not okay, you
Mm.
know? So yeah, that's the birth of that whole thing. That's how it started. And I remember, Innocent as well. Innocent
Mm.
was in my grade 10 class. He was very quiet, right? He wouldn't say anything, but I would see him and I would acknowledge him. He's there. He's one of those sweet kids, man. And then this one
Mm.
time, he disappears. He disappears for 3 days. I'm like, I go, guys, Popo innocent. No one's saying anything. I'm like, okay, this is not right. So that afternoon, I talked to Abu Togozan and Abu Tando and Abu Fusi. I'm like, no, I don't feel okay not knowing what happened to him. So I said, no, ma'am, uhlale 28. And at that time, I didn't have a car. I was like, okay, after school, guys, when you guys leave, come pick me up. So we walked to a 28. And when we walked into Bangshia endleleni because they had to go home nan. So eventually, I don't know what's in Nobano, innocent. No, I forget her name. So siyangena kabo innocent kunokoko. Ngitshela ugogo unjani. Athi hayi ngiyaphila. And then mangena, Sibusiso, your network. Sorry, your network is like
Yeah, so
so when I entered into the house, I noticed Wuti, there was barely any furniture in the house. So I walked
oh,
in and then I said, Gogo, I'm Innocent's teacher and I haven't seen him in a couple of days. Where is he? But Innocent had to go to work. I'm like, what do you mean he had to go to work? I had to know.
sure.
Yeah, we're short of money and whatnot. So he hustles on the side. I said, okay,
Sure.
thanks. Yeah, I said, thanks for letting me know. So I told Okok, I said, when he comes back, can you please tell him to at least come to school tomorrow so I know he's okay? And then Okoko said, okay, fine. So I was torn. Mm, I was just
Mm.
so heartbroken. In grade
Mm.
10, he had to leave school and go to work.
Mm.
So he came back and I was just so happy to see him. And at that time, I didn't have enough money, so there was not much I could do. A few months later, when he disappeared again, I understood, and there was nothing I could do. So, so a few months
Sure.
later, I saw him a spa, and he was working, and I was just like, okay, thank God he's working, and I understand why he had to leave school so he could work. So yeah, so it was
Mm.
just an accumulation of all those experiences, and I was just like, I cannot stand in class and act like you guys are fine when you're not, Emma. And
Mm.
and I remember from my experience with being raised by a single dad, I had some teachers that were there for me, whose whose love actually got me through school more than the content that they were teaching. You know what I mean. So I figured, Uguti, you know what, you guys are going to learn when you learn, but at least
Mm.
like go through life knowing Uguti somebody cares about you. So that's what,
Mm.
yeah. And I know some teachers hear it as well, but I'm just going to talk about Ukule night. That's what we live with. And sometimes we would sit in the office and just like with some situations like rape cases, what can you do?
Mm.
You know? So yeah, no, it's been a lot, right? Oh, it's been a lot.
Mm.
So I I just decided, Uguti, I just wanted you guys to be okay. And education will come. You could always learn after school and whatnot. And I just needed you
Mm,
guys to heal more than anything, I think.
mm.
And so yeah, no, I gave what I could give. And I know I'm not I'm not the greatest example in the world. But yeah, that's what's up. Sorry, yeah. Let's talk about something
Yeah, no,
else.
I understand. I understand everything. I understand the emotions as well, because I think I got to be exposed to. I mean, uh, through planning about girl talk, and I remember Memduli had the other one, Orphan Day. I If there was a day in my life where I learned to be grateful for what the little I have, was the day. I'm not. I try not to cry in public so much in his bambi, but I failed that day during the orphan day. Listening to those kids sharing their stories was everything.
Mm.
Being umntana scholar myself and listening to those kids, it took me back to high school. Ukuthi, eish, you know, bengihleli nomuntu edeskini, not knowing
Oh,
condition yakubo ukuthi injani. Abantwana besikolo sinjani, would laugh at one, abe nesicathulo esidabukile and all those things. Kanti there's a lot behind that. So I think attending those events just gave me another perspective of life. And yeah, so I really understand where the emotions are coming from, and it made me understand how much of umsebenzi teachers do. It's not just standing in front of the class and giving a lesson daily. No, 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 there's actually a lot. You have to understand the child's emotional state, the physical and mental state. One child who figure eskolweni, and he or she is just not there, not focusing, because there's a lot that is happening at Kai.
mm,
And now you to step in as a teacher, try and talk to those kids, which is also difficult because it's not easy for them to share with you their personal lives as well. So
yeah.
I think teachers do a job and a half. Actually, make it, I don't know, 10 times. They go an extra mile.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I cannot really speak for all the other teachers, but I
Yeah.
think that Ukoli and I have been blessed with the spirit and Sibusiso so that the kids trust us. So they would
Yeah.
come and offload and
Mm.
it gets heavy, man, you know? So yeah, so that's how we started. That's how this
Yeah.
whole thing started. And I remember when we went to Midrand. Were you there? The girl talk in Midrand.
No, 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 I was not there, but I remember helping with the planning. I just
Yeah.
couldn't attend. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
So we went to Midrand, we were hosting, and thanks to Future Shapers, Navadogas, because they helped us out a lot. That's where I met Rebecca. I don't know if you met Rebecca yet. She's
Yeah. Yeah.
such a wonderful woman. Um, when Uxoli's when it was Xoli's presentation, and that's why I love her a lot because I feel like she connects with you guys in ways that I cannot. Yeah, but I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit detached because maybe of like different life experiences. We
Mm.
cried. She Ukoli went on stage. She spoke for a couple of minutes. We spent at least 30 minutes of everybody just crying because there was so much that the girls were holding on to. We just held each other and we all cried and cried and cried. And then after that, it was like, that's it.
And she's the one who made us cry at the orphan day as well.
She has that thing. She should stop making people
Yeah.
cry. You see, that's what I mean when I say she knows how to connect with you guys in ways that I cannot even describe. And
Mm.
and it felt like we planned that whole trip to go to Midrand just to cry, and heal and then go. but
Mm.
but the girls also started connecting and understanding each other's pain. you know, that whole thing of competing with one another. I felt like the girls that went for a girl talk had that sisterhood that we've been wanting them to have.